Good morning, gang, and as always, thanks for watching the channel, liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing, and also visiting our sponsor links for great deals below on IM8 Daily Essentials and ANS Performance Supplements. Another Coach D Rant. And for those of you who know my coaching style or have experienced it, you will know that I am the no BS type of coach that will likely tell you what you don't want to hear, but it is the honest truth to getting you results. Why? Because mediocrity is bullshit. Our goal here is to push a fantastic result, and if we're not getting a result, clearly we are doing something wrong, or you are not following the plan. Typically, the problems I experience are not with the plan, but in fact, the people in the plan not following it to the letter or as close as they can. So here is my rant for today. I have a huge problem with the complaining, because the complaining has no basis if you're not following what you're needing to do consistently and being patient with realistic expectations of what that entails. If your goal is to lose weight, our goal is to get you there as quickly as possible, obviously, but also in a healthy way. And that would amount to likely in the area, on average, of 1 to 2 pounds per week. It's never linear. Some weeks maybe less, some weeks maybe more, but we're looking at a trending average as to whether we need to make changes or not. But here's the thing. If you're not following the plan 90% as close to it or better, you're not going to get the results. Therefore, you don't have the right to complain. And what are some of the biggest excuses that we hear as coaches? Oh, I don't have time, or that's a lot of food. It may seem like a lot of food, but the reason you're overweight is you're eating too much food. So the food volume may increase, but the calories will decrease. And you'll notice that over time, your body will get used to handling and being able to handle larger quantities of food. Simple as that. But again, if you're not following the plan's not going to be following you. The window for weight loss is a small one. If you go well below that with your calories, your body's going to try as best as it can to adapt. You may lose some weight at first, but you'll hit a plateau as your metabolism slows down in order to spread that food intake over the course of the day in accordance with your activity. And obviously in reverse, if you're having too much food, your body's going to store fat. It has an unlimited resource for storing fat. The number of fat cells we have is predetermined from a very young age, but they can expand quite easily, as we know, and shrink a little bit tougher. If your goal is weight gain, and when I talk about weight gain, I'm talking about lean muscle, that is a slow, arduous process. Especially if you're doing it natural without the addition of performance enhancing drugs. It is a very, very slow process. You can't expect to be jumping on the scale from week to week and seeing it go up. It's going to go up marginally and slow. But here's the thing, if you're doing it yourself without a coach, you need to know what it is that you are doing wrong in order to make adjustments to doing it right. So one of the first things I ask people who are kind of flying at it solo is, how much protein are you having? How many calories are you taking in? How much carbohydrates are you taking in? What is your daily step count? And quite surprisingly, or not really, most people don't have the answers to this. So if you don't know what it is that you're doing wrong, how the heck can you know what it is that you need to do right? How do you create a caloric deficit when you have no idea how many calories you're taking in? And if your meals are vastly changing from day to day and week to week, Where is the consistency of application in knowing what your baseline is? Just like any scientific study, they always have a baseline, a constant, something that you're able to measure up against. And if that doesn't exist in your plan, then how the heck are you going to get results? Here is the take-home, easy peasy way to separate things. If you look at each meal and ask yourself, what is my protein source? What is my carbohydrate source? What is my fat source? And you're able to easily discern what those are, you're going to be on your way to being able to track those foods properly. And if you're not weighing your foods, seems like a bit of a pissy process. I know, why should I have to weigh my food? Well, you have to weigh your food because you're overweight and you're eating too much, plain and simple. Get out the scale. You can buy it off Amazon or at Walmart for 20 to 30 bucks. It doesn't have to have any fancy bells or whistles, just has to be consistent and accurate. And weigh your damn food. Everything that goes through your mouth that contains calories needs to be weighed, because collectively, over the course of a day, week, month, year, all this shit adds up quite quickly. You can blow your diet plan for the week with one shitty meal. Now, wouldn't that bother you to think that you're going to the gym and exerting all that much effort, energy, time, money, and not getting an appreciable result? That should never be the case. You see people going to the gym regularly, you look around, not a lot of people are working too hard, not a lot of people are working up a sweat, not a lot of people have a clue what it is that they're eating, yet this is so important to them. They put more emphasis in their jobs and meaningless bullshit things in their life that they have no idea of what it is that they're eating. In fact, they'll say, oh geez, I can reward myself now because I've gone to the gym 4 or 5 times this week. No, you can't. The reward comes from the consistency of application in relation to results. It's not a given, folks. It's not because it's Friday or because it's a long weekend or because it's your dog's birthday or because your neighborhood's having a barbecue that you can go out and eat like an asshole. It doesn't work like that. All that shit, as you know, catches up to you. It's ironic that we have an abundance of weight loss supplements, gyms, more information at our fingertips than we've ever had in our lives, yet this problem just continues to grow. The real pandemic ahead of us is going to be diabetes and cardiovascular disease. They predict that in the future, in the decades to come, more than 2/3 of us will have diabetes or on the verge of being diabetic as a result of the shit that we're shoveling into our mouths unnecessarily and by doing things wrong. The time to change this is now. It's not in a week from now. It's not, oh, I'll think about it. I'm absolutely shocked and amazed at how many people put priorities on the things that don't matter. They'll go out and get their hair done and their nails done and go to the spa and get Botox and buy nice expensive clothes. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but if you look like shit, you're putting lipstick on a gorilla. Who are we kidding here? That's the honest truth. Work on your body, work on your health. The two will run hand in hand, and I guarantee that you'll see that with a consistent and persistent and patient effort. So back to the protein, fat, carbs thing. Protein sources, lean sources of protein. We all know what they are. Meat sources, dairy sources, protein supplements. Not overdoing it in that degree. You don't want to lean on any one thing in particular, but having and incorporating a little bit of everything and knowing how much of that you're taking in is consistent to being able to track it. Especially if you're weighing your foods, you'll be able to easily punch it into a fitness calorie tracker and say, geez, for breakfast, I know exactly what I had. I had 80 grams of carb, 80 grams of weighted jasmine rice. I had 100 grams of shrimp. I had 100 grams of tilapia. I had 45 grams of avocado. I've been doing this for years and years and years and years. I can eyeball these things within a fairly close degree. yet I still weigh them. Why? Because I don't want to be going over by a couple hundred calories. And trust me, it's not a lot. A little bit extra here and there certainly adds up. And before you know it, you've pretty much wasted a cardio session or a workout because you just didn't take the time to weigh your foods. Not having enough time to prepare your food? Come on. What kind of a bullshit excuse is that? We've got devices that we can pay once for, utilize for years, and they get the shit done quickly and efficiently without you having to labor over the stove, a rice cooker, a crock pot. Both of them have timers on them. Fill them up with food, push the button, walk away, you're done. I guarantee that you'll spend more money and more time waiting on restaurant meals in the course of a week or month than you will prepping your food. Why don't you want to do it? Because you're lazy. People love convenience. I too love convenience, but it's not going to get you quicker results. Being convenient and ordering restaurant foods, even though you feel that they fit the bill, I guarantee you are nowhere close to what it is that you need. Why? Because chances are there's going to be things in there that you're unaware of and in quantities that you're unaware of. Go to any steakhouse. Do you think any of us need a 12-ounce steak? Do you think any of us, regardless of how much you weigh or how big of a mutated muscled monster you are, require 12 ounces of steak or 16 ounces of steak in one sitting? Hell no. That's at least 2 or 3 meals for most of us. Most of my meat protein sources never exceed 7 ounces of food, and I weigh 270 pounds. So if you weigh 150 pounds or 160 pounds or whatever it is, there's a solid chance that you do not need the abundance of food that you require. Even if you were to eat the same garbage that you've been eating all along and just reduce the quantity of that, just push yourself away from the table, put the fork down a little bit sooner, you may start to see some appreciable results. Back to the protein, fat, and carbs. Carbohydrate sources, another easy one. But here's the trick with this. It is so easy to overdo the quantity of these. I'm talking about whole grains, starches from rice, vegetables, and vegetables are a great one because they're filling, yet they don't contain a tremendous amount of calories. So you can load up a little bit extra on that if you feel you're getting hungry and not be too concerned about the extra 30 or 40 calories that they're bringing in because it's not going to matter. But if you're slathering that up with butter and sauces and high-calorie condiments, well, of course, that shit's going to add up, especially if you feel you want to treat yourself at the end of a day and have some ice cream or have a piece of cake or have a couple cookies. Those things matter and they add up. Let's not lie to ourselves. The reason we're not getting results is because we don't have a clue what we're doing. We're not following any sort of blueprint or a template. Imagine if you knew that your builder of your new home wasn't following a blueprint and they were just winging it. No specs, no attention to detail as far as the ingredients go. Imagine you'd be thinking, what the heck, how is that possible? Yet you are the professional over your own body and you are in charge of what goes into it and what doesn't go into it. What's the problem here? If you don't know, Google it, go on ChatGPT, hire a coach, hire someone that's going to keep you accountable, hire someone that's going to say, hey, how'd your day go? Tell me what it was that you had today. Where did you hit your targets? Why did you miss your targets? Why aren't you getting in enough food volume? Or why are you taking in so little food volume? All of us seem to be focused on cardio as the answer to their fat loss goals. Come on, I've done videos about this before in the past. Cardio does not fuel metabolic efficiency whatsoever. It's great for heart health, but you know what's worse for heart health? Eating too damn much. If you're overweight, it's not going to matter that you took a Pilates class. It's not going to matter that you did yoga. It's not going to matter that you went for a walk or you busted things out on the treadmill if you're eating too much garbage because you're overweight. it is going to tax your system, tax your body, tax your heart. And above all else, if that wasn't enough, you're not going to get the results that you want. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Thanks for watching. As always, hope you appreciate these videos. If you have questions, if you want to hire us for coaching, we do a good job. I'm going to pat myself on the back because we do a good job. We're going to hold you accountable. We have our own app that has your workouts in it, along with workout videos. Your diet is in there. Your direct communication with your coach is available through a chat feature. There's no reason why you shouldn't be getting the results and should not be getting into the best shape possible in this day and age. Trust me. Give us a chance and we'll show you that we're right. Talk to you soon. Bye. Have a great day.